Hi, my name is Leann Harvey. I am a visual effects supervisor in the film and television industry. Now, what do I do? Right now I'm currently an on-set visual effects supervisor, which basically means if you think of visual effects as baking cookies, I gather the ingredients, I mix all the ingredients up, and then I ship everything over to the post-production house to do all the baking. So a lot of prep and a lot of on-set work. So I work directly with the actors, the directors, the production designers, the multiple supervisors that we have in sometimes on location and others in Toronto. Currently working on a TV show called Vikings for the History Channel. I'm starting my fourth season with them. Very exciting. Most of our work involves, we shoot it in Ireland, so we kind of have to hide the fact that we're in Ireland and add some Scandinavian or Old English countryside landscapes. It's really fun because, well, it's really just a really fun job. I don't know how else to describe it. I started in the industry in the locations department. Basically, when I was in high school, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. So I decided when I graduated to pack up my bags, move out to Vancouver, where my favorite TV show, The X-Files, was filmed. And I thought, I'd try and get a job there, see what happens. So I went and I did a couple of weekend courses about set etiquette, some traffic control classes, anything that could get me in the industry. And I started in the locations department in the Directors Guild. After the locations department, I moved on to the assistant director department, which is also in the Directors Guild. And basically my main job there was making sure that the director and the first assistant director had everything they needed. You needed to know everything on set. You needed to know where everybody was, what was required, how much time we had, everything. It's probably one of the most incredible jobs, just because the amount of stuff you need to know at a moment's notice. It's really fun. So Cats and Dogs is one of the first ones I did locations in. It was probably the best job in the world because it's the one that introduced me to puppetry, and it introduced me to visual effects. I had a lot of spare time, so I got to hang out with the Jim Henson Creature Shop, who did all the puppets for the show. And that was a dream come true. If I was more of a on-camera performer, I would have been a puppeteer. It's such an amazing job and so cool, but I kind of a bit more comfortable behind the camera. So, you know, that's where I ended up. The other department was visual effects. I hung out with the visual effects department and I found out how incredible and awesome it is and the amount of imagination that you get to play with, and it was incredible. So I thought, that's what I want to do. So when I continued on in the assistant director department, I kept making contacts, and show after show, I kind of weaseled my way into one show. As my first gig was a movie of the week called A Wrinkle in Time, and I was a visual effects PA, and it was really exciting. But my first feature in visual effects was this one, Freddy versus Jason. I grew up terrified of both of them, so it was kind of fun that I finally got to like hang out with them on set and make all the gore and all the disgusting, beautiful stuff that we do in visual effects. So that's how I kind of moved up through the departments. Eventually, I worked on shows like Elf. I worked on Blade 3, Final Destination 3, The Incredible Hulk, Jumper. Vikings is the one I've been doing most recently. So it's been quite a wicked ride, actually. Very exciting job. I love what I do. I really don't know what I would do without it. I thought I'd be a teacher at one point, and it's kind of fun because I get to, well, I'm kind of teaching people how to use their imagination and not to forget how to use their imagination, and it's pretty an amazing thing. I didn't go to school specifically for visual effects. I just wanted to get in the industry. I decided that, you know, gonna go out, I'm gonna give it a go. If it doesn't work out, I'll figure out something else, but I didn't want to go through life without trying. And I think that's my biggest lesson in life, is that go out there, try. If you fail, you fail, but I'd personally rather fail than to have never tried at all. So that's kind of my mantra. I throw it out there, and it's kind of cool. So yeah, I've gotten to work with some really cool people. The cast of Best in Show, like, they're all amazing. I've worked with like Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell and, well, these guys, very scary guys. I've worked with Edward Norton. I mean, I've been really, really lucky. And I don't get to work one-on-one with most of them because it's usually specific visual effects things, tends to go with the stunts or special effects or anything like that. But it's really cool. The main thing that visual effects do, we add or remove stuff. So for the case of Vikings, we remove Ireland and we remove modern day stuff so that nobody knows where we really shoot it, and we know that it's not 2017 when the Vikings are storming the beaches in Old English towns and stuff like that. And then we add stuff, like we add grand palaces, or we add 100 computer generated boats, and it's really fun. Probably one of the coolest gigs I ever had, though, was Very Muppet Christmas. And it was actually in the assistant director department. And like I said before, when you're an assistant director, you make sure that the director has everything, the first AD has everything. That job, I had to make sure that the Muppets had everything. I hung around with Kermit and Miss Piggy and Fozzie and Animal, and it was so cool. So that's probably one of the coolest things I've ever done. But visual effects wise, I've been really lucky. Me and my department, my crew, we've won 4 Canadian Screen Awards. The Vikings crew has been nominated several times for Emmys. It really makes me proud to be a part of some really cool productions, some really great television, really fun feature films, and yeah. So I think that's about everything. Yeah. So I guess all I can say is follow what you do, find something you're passionate about, and just keep at it. I mean, I spent 2 years literally picking up dog poop, and cleaning up after people, but I paid my dues, I did my time, and I'm very lucky to be where I am and doing what I do. So yeah, thank you, and bye.